Contenders for the RSA. Davy, quick look today. I think you've won something like 22 beginners and novice chases this year. Cheltenham have dominated. And it looks for all the world as if you'll have to choose between First Lieutenant, the brave little horse that won a Neptune for you last year, and Sir de Champ, another festival winner, and a classy French 6-year-old who's, I think, unbeaten since he's come to Ireland. What's that choice like, and do you think you will have to make it?
Yeah, sure. It's great to win all the beginners' chases. I'm happy with that one. And the choice is going to be difficult. If I have a choice to make, and obviously Willie will inform us maybe a little bit more there. And they're two very, very good horses.
Right, yeah. You said it all there, I think.
Yeah.
You're a big First Lieutenant fan. I know Tom is at the end as well. His jumping, is he a little bit careful over his fences, or is that just an imagination?
No, it's not an imagination at all. But you have to factor into that. He was fine early on the season for starting off. You know what I mean? He was very good to jump, and then they made a mistake of running him in Fairyhouse, and I made a mistake of riding him in Fairyhouse, which he didn't handle before, and I'd imagine he'll never run in Fairyhouse again. And he hurt himself that day, and he burst a blood vessel, and he done everything like that. And then we had to come to Leopardstown 2 weeks later on a retrieval mission, So I suppose he actually jumped very good in Leopardstown, and I'd say maybe that's the day to judge his jumping. He seemed to be sound and well in Leopardstown jumping wise. I'd say that's the day we'll judge his jumping, so which is perfectly good for any race course. And he handles Cheltenham very well, and he's got a lot of ability.
Okay, Sir de Champ has plenty of ability too, a more natural chaser, I suppose, Davy?
Yeah, he hasn't put a foot wrong all year, bar the last day I was probably maybe a little bit ambitious with what I wanted from him, but no, he's what you'd call, he's clever enough, he's not over exuberant with his jumping, but he knows exactly what he's doing.
Okay. Willie, not to put too fine a point on it, but how many runners do you expect to have in this race?
Oh, put a fine point on it.
Mightn't suit you if I did. First of all, Sir de Champ is in great form. Lambro in good form, and Call the Police is a horse that I might consider running in this race, even though he lacks a bit of experience. I'm just intrigued to see the betting here. Sir de Champ 4-1, First Lieutenant 6-1, and Ali Guard 33-1. I thought, was it Ali Guard just behind First Lieutenant in that? Yeah, it doesn't add up to me.
He's a good thing for the 4-miler then, is he?
Well, you carry a bit of money, all right. His running in those type of races will be better than most of the form any of the other 4-milers have, I think. So I'll be looking forward to him in the 4-mile. Depending, obviously the owners have Sir de Champ at First Lieutenant in both races, and I think they're favouring running First Lieutenant in this one. So we'll see what happens next week. But as you said, Sir de Champ is unbeaten since he came over here, and I think he's just a very good horse wherever he goes.
Okay, thanks, Willie. Anthony, Willie is a bit confused why Allegard is 5 or 6 times the price of First Lieutenant. Can you explain why Invictus is twice the price of Bobsworth?
I don't know, but the reason why Allegard's 33-1 is because you're going for the 4-miler, isn't it? I mean, I'd take the bet of that, because we know he's not going for the RSA, so I don't, anyway.
Anyway, back to Bobsworth. And
yeah, Bobsworth, I mean, Nicky Henderson I think he said it in the press as well, but they'd rushed him to get to the Reynoldstown. They used that as a piece of work nearly to get him to move on, because they'd had to do a quick wind-up after Kempton at Christmas. They were very happy with the run. He's probably better going left-handed. He's come up the Cheltenham Hill. He's got festival winning form, having won the Albert Bartlett last year. There is a lot of confidence in Bobsworth. We aren't talking about Grand Cru. I mean, Grand Cru should be in this race. He won't get the trip in the Gold Cup Grand Cru. He won't get up the hill at 3 1/4 miles. He might not get up the hill at 3 miles in the chase, but I think this has got to be Grand Cru's race to go for. Now, but you read the papers and you're getting the inclination it's 60-40 that they're going to go for the Gold Cup. That's good for me, because we were involved in buying Bobsworth and Invictus, so I'll be happy with that, with Grand Cru out of the way, but I think they'd be wrong to do that. It sounds like Sir Deschamps goes for the Jewson in that. Listen to that. Invictus, I've got a feeling that it was his Gold Cup in the Reddlestown, whereas Bobsworth was using it as a stepping forward. I don't get quite the vibes that Invictus is flying after the. I think he put a lot into that win.
Okay.
So I'd be tipping Bobsworth in front of it. I think the betting's got that right.
Okay, and Anthony will be quite close to Alan King, obviously.
Oh, I was going to say, hold on, I didn't say Nicholls' horse in this. I
Joined
Joined Together last week, and I have to say he looks in brilliant health. And look, he might be a bit one pace and a bit of a stayer. I thought he should be in the 4 miler, but Mr. Barber's determined to go for this. He'll be staying all day, and he's got course and distance form. He won't let anyone down. That horse is going to run really well. It might not be classy enough to win it, but he'll be in the shake-up. He will run really well.
Okay, Tom, do you want to tell everyone what you think of Joined Together?
He'll be staying, you're right, but about 2 minutes after the other has finished, unfortunately. He's going to be lapped. It's got absolutely no chance.
Okay, but your job is to tip winner, so you've got to give us a bit more than that.
I would say the 2 Irish horses would be the 2 I'd be interested. Davies got a tough decision here, because those would be the 2 I'd be very interested in. I'm a massive First Lieutenant fan after last year. That hurdles form is outstanding. Rock on Ruby, Oscar's Well, So Young. They've all come out this season and frank that form to the hilt. You know, if he can produce that level of form back at Cheltenham, I think he'll win. Sir Deschamps is the unknown for me. We just don't know how good he is. I think 3 miles, I'm not trying to put words in Willie's mouth here, but I think that's the race for him. I think he's crying out for a trip. Of the others, Grand Cru's there. I mean, he's a fantastic jumper. Absolutely nothing against Grand Cru, but I think he should be in the Jewson, or the Ryanair, or the Champion Chase, or anything that's not 3 miles, basically. I think he'd have a good chance in any of those. He's a fantastic horse. Reminds me an awful lot of that grey horse One Man, who they kept trying in these races at Cheltenham, and he kept coming up short. For me, I'd have him back in trip. I'd have him back in trip straight away. So for me, it's between the 2 Irish horses. Davey will give us the biggest clue on the day.
Okay, Paddy, you're like Rain Man there. There's figures going all over your head. What price a Jigginstown winner of this race for the house?
Well, we'd be able to do a fair price if Willie was telling us if he was running or not.
No, they're coupled. It's like France. They're coupled.
I suppose if coupled, we give a price of, because it's probably one of them will only run, but sure, we'll give a generous price of 4-1 coupled.
4-1. So the till down the back. 4-1 a Jigginstown winner of this race.
I'd say she'll start rolling after that now. Just in terms of the race, I'd agree with Tom on it anyway. I like First Lieutenant. His hurls form is different class. Grand Cru, his form at Christmas in the Feltham looked rock solid with Bobsworth and Silvinascio Conti. Both of them went on and let down the form, so you'd have to question him, and I don't think he really is an out-and-out stayer myself. I think he's for taking on at them kind of prices anyway. Sir Deschamps, he was a winner on our book at the start of the week, and when we went non-runner no bet Monday morning, we got absolutely knocked over with him now, and I mean, he's probably the worst result we have in the whole meeting, so that'll tell you the money that came for him. To me, he's gone too short as well now. I think you can pick holes in his form over fences too. The first day he won over fences, it was a nothing race really. The next day, would he have beaten the mare with Charles Burns or not? Like, you couldn't say 100% definitely he would. And then the last day, I just have doubts in my head about the form. The horse Charles Burns was in between the two of them. Shark's horses at the time were sick, so you'd have to question maybe whether Hidden Cyclone was at his best or not that day. So to me anyway, the solid ones look First Lieutenant and Invictus. I think one or the two of those probably win it.
Okay, so seems First Lieutenant popular here. On the panel, let's have a look at the video clues, Greg, for the Queen Mother.